Good evening, everybody. It's Fury here. This is going to be a little bit different from my regular Destiny content, but I'm branching out, trying out content for new games, and we're going to be mostly doing YouTube now, I think. Life has gotten a bit busy, so streaming is a little bit tougher, but feel free to check out my Twitch if you want some mild, goofy entertainment. The reason I'm doing this video is because a couple of my friends have had some questions about the navigation of the menus, what certain things mean, like Affinity, how to get to equipment info, how to better familiarize themselves with different aspects of the menu system, and or how to be more organized. So, I thought, why not? This will be helpful for anybody who's new to the series. Maybe you've played a different Monster Hunter and it had a similar aspect into it. Maybe you played a lot of World. Maybe you just played the games and never really bothered to look deeper into it, and maybe you just are bored and scrolling. Anyway, so we're going to start off with your base camp menu when you're inside your tent. So, if you go to transfer items, you can see everything that is in your current pouch or your current inventory. When you're out on a hunt or out patrolling, you only have so many slots. Everything else will either be left on the ground if you try to pick it up, or you can send it to your box. So for me, I try and keep a mental note of like, okay, what are the things I'm going to need for a hunt? Shock trap, pitfall trap, trap tools, the stuff to make my traps. Those are important to have. That way if something goes wrong, the monster runs away, or something else comes and trips your trap, or maybe he just broke out of the trap really quick, you have the means to create new ones. So if you go to the sub menu, you have a handy little option to restock all items. This will restock everything from your item box. So if I need, I'm missing one trap tool. I can restock from my item box and get myself the remaining ones, as long as you have it. If you don't have it in here, you can't restock it. It just will not fill back up. Same thing goes with ammunition. And then you can go and view your ammo pouch. Crafting list. So this is a fun one. Your crafting list displays everything that you can craft, or that you've discovered the recipe for. So, and it also gives you what materials it requires. So, my herbs. I can craft my herbs into potions. With potions and some honey, I can then make mega potions. So on and so forth. You kind of get the idea. Most items have a additional variant or a level up to it. So antidote becomes herbal medicine. Instead of just removing the poison, it removes all traces of poison and restores a slight amount of health. Deodorant. Cleanser. Max Potion is a really nice one, but it's very expensive. So I err on the word of caution if you're going to set this to autocraft. Speaking of which, if you want to set an item to autocraft on or off, you click on the right thumbstick for controller, for Xbox controller, or you use tab, provided you haven't changed the key bindings for that. So, these question marks. Question marks are just items that you haven't fully discovered or crafted yet. So this one, it requires an immunizer and then something I haven't found yet. Pretty simple. Once you get the item, you can craft it. In the case of this, for example, demon powder, I'm just missing the godbug essence. For this, immunizer and might seed. I haven't crafted it yet, but I can right now. So let's see what it makes. You get a might pill. Temporarily endows you with the strength of a mighty god. It's potent. Okay. Now if I set this to auto-crafting, every time I get an immunizer made and a might seed, it will make a might pill. Sometimes that's useful, sometimes it's not. You kind of have to use your own discretion at that. Devil's Bite, Large Barrel Bomb makes Mega Barrel Bomb. Sometimes you'll have alternate ways to craft both. Like, for example, this one takes the Gunpowder Fish scale, this one takes Devil's Bite. Both make the same item, just a different way to do it. View and sell items, pretty self-explanatory. If you're curious about what things are what. So special items are generally, you can sell them and they don't really hold a purpose, with the exception of ingredients and minerals. But stuff like this, like Crano Copper, it says right above traded material. So if you see traded material, it's pretty much just for sale. And then that's where you sell it. And then you can customize your radio menu. So the radio menu has been a feature for a while. It was in Worlds and possibly before that. I only really played World, I didn't play Rise, so pardon me. But you have kind of a bit of confusing mess here if you're brand new to it. So I'm going to break it down. Your radio menu is... I'll actually come out of the tent and show you. So this is what your radio menu is. When I hold the left bumper, I get a radio menu. Just a big circle menu that I can choose an item for. So if I say right thumbstick click on Ghillie Mantle, I'll activate my Ghillie Mantle. If I hit it again, I take it off. If I want to sharpen my weapon. It's a very convenient way to quickly use items or mantles or whatever is assigned to them. Sometimes communications, so on and so forth. If you hold the left bumper, or whatever it is on PC, you'll see at the bottom right, my mantle actually has a cooldown timer associated with it. So I have 4 minutes and 23 seconds before I can use my mantle again. With the introduction of Wilds, you have a lot more radio menu space now. You have 9 slots in total. You can customize the radio menu from both outside of your inventory and also inside your tent. So if you want to set up one for, say, hunting. Okay. Hunting, you want, mega potions, trank bombs, shock traps. You'll notice that this one has a green diamond in the background. What that means is that it's a crafting. It's a crafting list version, sorry. Still a little sick getting over it. So what that means is, if I have all the materials on my item pouch, if I'm out on a hunt, say I have potion and honey, but I'm out of mega potions, I can slot that into my radio menu and just craft it. So what that kind of looks like is this. Hopefully I might have to grab the ivy, but I think I can just craft it. Yeah, I'm gonna need the ivy out of my box, that's fine. So I'll show you quickly what that looks like. Oh, sorry, I apologize. I already had Pitfall Trap on me, that's why I couldn't craft it. So this is what it looks like. So you'll see I can make one more of that. I have 2 of them in here for some reason, not sure why. So there we go. Tells you briefly what it takes, and now that +1 has disappeared to a +0. But if I go to my item pouch, you'll see I now have a Pitfall Trap. So it's a very convenient way to recraft stuff and use things on the go without having to go back to your item pouch or having to open up your whole item pouch itself and go in and manually select stuff. It's just a very convenient, quick way to do things. Here, you can change your equipment. There's a little bit going on here. I'm not going to stay too long in this. I'm just going to cover it quickly. Obviously this is for Charge Blade. If you main another weapon, I apologize if this is not a one-to-one, but I'm just going to cover the basics. So, you have your weapon, what it is, the rarity, your attack, you have Affinity. Affinity is the interesting one. I'm just going to break it down quickly. It just means crit hit chance. The only caveat or special parameter to Affinity is that if it's in the negative like mine, due to me running an elemental weapon, it just means that when the crit hit chance activates, the game says, okay, you hit, we're going to make that a crit. I have a 15... I have a chance for my damage to be lower because of it. Whereas if you have a neutral, like 0% or higher than 0% Affinity, you will do more damage. You have your element, what type of element it is, and the damage that that element can do. Your sharpness. Sharpness is a very, very important attribute. Because if your weapon dulls out, some monsters' hides are so thick that you need a sharp enough weapon to damage them. Your weapon may even bounce right off if your sharpness isn't high enough. Slots, this is for jewels. The higher the jewel itself, like the requirement for it, a 1, 2, or a 3, the more slots you might end up needing, or the higher tier of slot you might need. You could have 3 level 1s, or 1 level 3, or 2 level 2s. It all depends on what that piece of armor is willing to offer. Defense bonus is just, does this weapon provide any additional bonus to my defense? File type. For me, it just means element file versus impact file. Impact file just means physical damage. Element file just means elemental damage. Equipment skills. If you're ever curious about what your equipment skills are and or do, you can hit G on PC or X on Xbox. I believe it should be square for PlayStation. You just hit your correlating button. It'll tell you down here in the bottom. And then you can go look, like, okay, power prolonger. Boost the duration weapons are powered up for. Then if you hit E or, right bumper, you can go and see, like, okay, this is everything that I have for my active skills and my set bonuses, and I can go and read what they are. Okay, you can pick your different charms. One is for speed eating, that one is, recovery up and self-improvement, so on and so forth. These are your set bonuses, you can read them there. You can view and sell equipment here, so if you have, a bunch of weapons you don't really care for or don't plan on using, you can get rid of them, a little bit of extra cash. This is where you can adjust your bow guns. As you see, adjust the capacity and level of the ammo, etc, etc. This is your loadout. So, loadouts are really nice because if this is what I'm loading into my hunt with, I want to make sure that that's going to be full every single time I load into a hunt. Or I might need to change some things, depending on what I'm hunting. So, radio menu shortcuts. So this is my general purpose one, this is my one for communication, ammo, my action, and this is one for like essential items. Personally, I might actually just change these around. Okay, so now if I am on a hunt, I can just pull this loadout up quickly, and this one or this one I can use if I want to go fishing, or if I want to use my bug net, or make some food, etc. So your Palico deployment status just lets you say, okay, is my Palico coming out with me, or is he staying here? Here you can change your Palico equipment. If it's anything like World, then you want sleep or paralysis weapons, because they just happen to be pretty nice. Your Palico's armor you can change here. You can sell his equipment. Here you can grill a meal. This one I'm going to explain a little bit more. So if you do the recommended meal, it's whatever the game says at the time, like, okay, here you go. This is what we recommend that you use. Or you can do custom meal, where you can select meat, fish, veggies, and obviously each one correlates to something else. Meat will give you +2 attack, fish will give you +4 defense, and veggies will give you +2 defense and 3 element resistances, which is really nice. Additional ingredients, if you have them, kunafa cheese, it gives you defender meal. If you look in the bottom, it says sometimes decreases damage taken. Black belt meal reduces stamina depletion when performing stamina draining moves such as evading. Tumbler meal slightly extends the invulnerability period when evading. Now, finishing touches are rarer pieces that you can acquire very occasionally. So far I've only got Truffle Du Conga from the Conga main assignment fight. Just happened to get it. I believe it was from breaking the mushroom out of his tail, but yeah. It reads sometimes increases the number of resources per gather of bones and other gatherable items. So once you've selected everything that you want, if you look on the right hand side, that's all the stuff that you're going to get for it. Your health, stamina, defense, elemental resistances, the food skills, and how long it's active for. Different ingredients will change those up. Here's where you can post join a quest, change your background, game music. As you progress through the main story, you will get more and more. And here's where you can change your appearances and everything. And also if you want to play with the kitty cat. Alright, that pretty much covers it for the most part. I don't think there's anything else I really can or should cover at this time. That video actually went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I apologize. If you guys would like to see more, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested about Chargeway tutorials, either brief or in-depth, let me know. And I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.